Hello dancers, we're going over some ankle and foot exercises to help you get a better point, a stronger releve, and less wobbles in your standing leg. Let's go ahead and grab a resistance band, and that's the only piece of equipment you're going to need for today's video. One of the biggest mistakes I see that dancers make when it comes to training their ankle and feet are actually just focusing on the pointing part, and they don't focus on the flexing or the muscles on the outside or the inside of the foot, your everters and inverters. They also don't focus as much on the arch of the foot. So don't forget that we have other muscles around there, and they all play a role in keeping your ankle and foot nice and supported, which is so important to prevent ankle sprains, which is one of the most common injuries for dancers, no matter their age. So the first exercise we're going to do is actually for the foot everters, the outside of the ankle. You're going to use your loop band and bring it around the balls of the feet. Make sure it's not too far down, like closer to the heel. I actually want it to be a little bit higher up, closer to the pinky toe. And then for this one, I'll give you the option, you can point or flex the feet. I personally like to point my feet because I find that it gets a little bit more dance specific. You're gonna separate your legs, keep them apart the whole time. Do not move your legs, do not turn in or turn out your legs. The only thing you're gonna do here is with your toes, wing them out to the side and then close them back in. Wing out, close down. So notice that the rest of my leg, I know it's kind of hard to see with my pants here, but the rest of my leg is not moving. So I'm not rolling in. I'm also not rotating as my foot moves. Everything is staying still and it's just at the ankle. You should be feeling the muscles right on the outside of the lower legs here. And as you're doing it, you can also try flexed foot and then try to wing in a flexed position. It's always a good idea to practice in different positions because with dance, we're pointed and flexed all the time, even just in everyday life, and you wanna be prepared for any sort of situation that might arise in your choreography. All right, the next exercise is actually for the muscles in the front of your ankle, so mostly like the tibialis anterior muscle, which is a muscle that runs all the way up along the shin and attaches up to the knee. So the band is still gonna be around the feet. You're gonna pull one knee in towards your chest. Keep both feet flexed. As soon as you point this top leg, your band is going to fly away and be all done. So bring the band around, keep the feet flexed. I like to hook my arm under my leg because I want to feel it close into my chest and I want to feel nice and stable there. From here, you're going to let your top foot point into just a demi point. Again, don't fully point it. And then flex back as hard as you can and pull onto the band. Again, relax and flex. Relax, oops, and flex. Did you see my band almost roll off? And flex. Now, as you're doing this, you should feel the muscles right in the front of the ankle starting to burn just a little bit. That means you're doing it right. One thing to make sure of is make sure that you're not sickling or winging your foot as you're flexing. You want it to be right in line with your ankle and right in the center. Whew, those muscles are giving out on me already. Okay, next exercise is also for the front of the ankle, but this time you don't need a band. You're gonna stand on up, and this one's one of my favorites. I like to do it as kind of like a warm-up before no matter what style I'm doing, honestly, just to get those muscles working a bit more and warm. So you're gonna stand and all you're doing is coming up onto your heels and you are walking around the room. I call these heel walks. You can go wherever you want. Knees can be bent or straight, although it's gonna be a little bit harder with your knees when your knees are bent. And you're trying to stay lifted, you're trying to go wherever you want in the room, and trying not to let your toes touch the floor. Whew, okay, shake that out. I like to do that one for about 30 seconds or so, and that's about it. Then we're done. All right, and then our next exercise is gonna be one that's for the arches of the feet. So we don't need a band for this one either, but we are gonna sit into kind of this like cross-legged position on one side. Just fixing my mic on one side of the hip. We're gonna work this leg here to start. This exercise is called doming, and it's used for the muscles on the inside arch of the foot. So first I want you to just squeeze your toes, lift your foot off the floor. See how that makes a little bit of an arch position of your foot? So yes, it should, but in this exercise, we're actually not going to crunch the toes. We're gonna keep the toes on the floor, and we're gonna try to use these muscles underneath the foot to lift the foot up and lower down. Lift up and lower down. And I'll show you a little bit more of a close-up for this one as well. So I'm lifting through the arch, but notice how I'm keeping the toes on the ground here. Lift, relax. Lift, relax, versus this. I don't want to see this. The reason why is because then we're not using those muscles of the arch as much, and instead we're just using these muscles underneath the toes, which is fine if that's what you're trying to strengthen, but we are really trying to aim for right underneath the foot. So the last exercise is a slanted calf raise. I'm gonna have my hands on the wall, take one foot back, bring the other leg into a passe position. Now I want you to feel a stretch here through your calf muscles right on the back side of your leg. And then what we're doing from that stretch position is lifting up, lifting down, lifting up and down. Try to aim for about 10 on each side without lifting your booty up or pressing forward. You want to stay in that nice slanted line the entire time that you do this exercise, and try to get up as high as you can into your demi point. Give those exercises a try. If something like your ankle and foot strength is what you're really trying to improve this season, then I would recommend you do exercises like these for about 2 to 3 times per week, and give it at least a month to make sure that it's working for you. Don't just give up after 1 week, because you're not going to see progress in 1 week. You have to go incrementally, week by week, and building up to a lot of progress in the long run. And I know you can do it. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure to read the description, because I'm putting some more information there about each of the exercises.